To get that objective shredded out. Chuck as well, I feel, is one of those brawlers that I don't mind seeing not banned. I think the best counter to that particular brawler, it is banned by both sides, but just to go in and get the damage, no one wants to take the risk, and I respect that. Charlie banned, of course, as well as the Colette, Nanny, and the Grom. But again, the Brock, the 8-bit. Colette, for me, has got to be a ban on this particular map. Sometimes even Lou Cordelius is going to be a great thing to have when it comes to those defenses.
A lot of options here as well. We've seen Lola taken at times on this map. Oh, baby, it just keeps getting better. The Piper locked in, and there's a good chance that one's going into Bobby's hot little hands.
Yeah, you love to see it. You really, really do. Always an exciting thing to see Bobby with the Piper. Let's see how Nouns want to respond with this. Certainly range has got to be there on some level. Bonnie is going to be a brawler which has kind of drifted away a little bit from the meta, but I feel like it still has very much a place, getting those shots to land and then jumping off those assassination attempts onto the safe as well is definitely going to keep yourselves continuously back on that defense. But the Cordelia is still open here, and if Bobby, if STMN want to pick that one up and then have that to be as a counter pick, I suggest that Nouns want to really combine it, and they do. Yeah, I like that strat.
Look, I mean, Bonnie Great's so well-rounded in terms of that long-range damage over time and then being able to drop on in. Cordelia is such a great answer. Go aggressive with it, take a player out of the game here. So STMN now have to think how they manage this. They do have an answer to Bonnie in terms of Piper's range. Piper definitely fears the Cordelius in many cases here. You do not want to be going face-to-face with that brawler here. 8-bit still open though. That's absolutely an option. That cheat cartridge also could be pretty crucial here, just to avoid getting assassination or get yourself out of trouble. And the Eve again, STMN really favoring this pick.
Yeah, it's really going to be good, quite good into the Bonnie matchup. Those hatchlings are going to be very difficult to take down. The slow and sluggish shot, along with the movement speed of Bonnie.
Right. It's so important. I mean, Bonnie cannot store shots. Yeah. It's one shot and then reload. So dealing with like minions is very frustrating for her quite often. As
it is for Piper to have to deal with if Nouns want to pick up. And there's the 8-bit. I love this from STMN. This is a solid draft, really well thought through, and I think that Nouns are going to struggle. Sure, they've got the Cordelius on defense, but when you look at the amount of range, the disposal of STMN and Brock, sure, I mean, it works, but I'm already kind of sold.
You're sold, bro. I said 5 easy payments, $9.99. I'll give you a discount. If I refer you, you get it a little cheaper and I get a kickback, all right? I'll tell you, we're making this happen. Look, I like Sands on the Eve here. He was really, really good. On a brawler that generally isn't able to create these, explosive moments of high burst damage and, attract all that attention, the utility is undeniable. Obviously, spawning the hatchlings, but also just being able to opt out of playing in that middle choke. So there's less options here for, for Nouns as sharpshooters to get easy damage and easy supers.
Yeah, and we saw Sands was playing beautifully on Shooting Star, so let's see whether he's going to be taking the same pick. Pekka on the Cordelius is a dangerous thing to see. Immediately through the mid, Bobby with down. Beautiful gadget. I love it. Love what STMN are thinking here. Break off the mid. They're just not wasting any time at all.
Yeah, a fun way to start up, but that is ultimately traded, that elimination. Firecrow now just walks into that one from Bobby. Your boy is cooking. Star wants to move up on that right-hand side of the map. It's Sands this time on that 8-bit. So that extra durability and filthy amounts of damage here is so big. Pekka, though, able to dodge away from much of those shots. Azar has to try and jump across the gap, but gets caught out by that incendiary field from Motep. Sands no more than happy to maybe 1v2 this. Damage amp to block those rockets here, and Bobby to the rescue. STMN are clean with it.
I just love how STMN have each other's back. I mean, Sands was just ignoring that right-hand side, and Bobby with the pick-up. I mean, it's that sort of team synergy that is just worthy of lifting gold. Motep with the right-hand side is going to trickle down the poison. Yes, he will go down. Pekka going on the aggressive, but it's not going to matter because everything is solid on the side of STMN.
Here we go. Time to fire some shots off at this safe. STMN get their just rewards for being able to dominate the game in the middle of the map. Motep, well, he's dead again. Now, back in spawn once more. Firecrow and Pekka getting absolutely hammered here now. Cordelia's trying to step up to put pressure on the Eve. But at what cost? The hatchlings are going to work here on Pekka, and eventually he falls to that ticking damage.
Yeah, it's a matter of time now. The position that Zara's in with the hatchlings about to soon then come and help out but Pekka will clear things up. Sands taking some damage, but it's just a measly 5% so far for Nouns. STMN are way out in front with 45 seconds left on the clock. All they got to do is hold firm, land some more taps, and keep this pressure on.
Yeah, we may well not need all that time left in the round. Here's a damage amp now as Pekka wants to step up and try and put a bit of pressure on Sands, but he's so healthy, so tanky, so durable. Pekka, though, is better in the 1v1. Will be removed again as Bobby intervenes from across the map. These guys play cross lane so effectively, it's like they're mind linked.
20 seconds for a final push, but Firecrow is not going to be present for it. He's going to find himself back on the defense, especially with that pick of a Pekka, as Bobby now goes towards the mid, finds it safe, 19%, Sands from the left, popping gadgets, landing little connections there with the extra credits, 12% is going to be enough. STMN moving on to match point.
You said you were sold. You bought the stonks of that STMN draft, and so far, it's been paying dividends. Immediately, Bobby comes out of the middle of the map. It's a homemade recipe, you tap to follow it up, and it's an instant 3 versus 2. And that was a story for basically that entire round. It's something they can absolutely replicate. We're starting to see why Eve is so punishing, so difficult to deal with. We mentioned about her super being powerful, the ticking damage, and also the mobility of the jump. Zar doing it at least as well as Sands did in that previous set, as STMN get value after value.
Oh, look at these trades going left and right, but Firecrow is going to try to find a connection on the safe, not actually going to be able to land it, but Sands will. Meanwhile, he's already got damage booster as well, and it's the same old story. STMN just launching themselves into the game and not wasting any time at all.
I think they took Nouns way too long to get rid of that damage amp there. They got completely, I guess, befuddled as they tried to go up against Sands as he threw that down. So a decent lead. I mean, Sands just lined up the safe a couple times. There's Bobby once more, intervening in a side lane. Motep with the rocket laces here, but Sands has seen that trick before. And then he has another damage booster to the throwdown in moments. And Pekka running, chomping at the bit to engage. Sands will be drawn in the Shadow Realm heal. Try and keep Pekka busy for a time. 21% damage on that safe for Nouns.
Nice jump there from Bobby. Pekka low on that left-hand side, 116 HP for him. Lovely pick up there from Bobby, just popping the gadget there. But still, Pekka's got to make his way forwards here to keep this pressure on, and Zar now going to try to see it off on the bottom side. The egg as well, just going to take some shots, but Sands too low really in the mid. Might go down with this jumping from Firecrow. Bobby there should get the pickup, and that leaves us Motep alive.
I mean, Nouns are playing so recklessly here just to try and get any damage on the safe. There's a sense about them. They feel like they might have already let this one slip. Homemade recipe doesn't quite hit the mark this time as Pekka's able to sidestep it. Firecrow, and he will step forward again as Sands is forced to give a bit of ground. Hatchlings, though, will be popping out in just a moment now. Frustrating, as we mentioned, for Firecrow to deal with. Zar throwing in some extra shots as well, and Firecrow is devoured. Motep on the back foot now as STMN takes some mid-control.
Damage booster down, there's the extra credits connection from Sands, but forced into the round by Pekka. Really nice little defense from Nouns here. Bobby, though, going to stay firm in that damage booster, and that is more objective damage heading the way of STMN.
It's almost too much. Arc for Nouns to come back from now. Down to 50%, that's safe, and Pekka's not in a position to try and create openings for the rest of his team. Firecrow taking that ticking damage constantly. Motep finally able to deal with Zar. There might be an opening here. Firecrow looking to jump on him, but instantly blown to smithereens by Sands. 10 seconds left. Pekka wants to step up now, but they should be hitting the safe instead of each other. Nouns fall in front of the objective, and STMN will advance to Championship Sunday.
What a day for the boys in green. A wonderful display, some fantastic drafts, and the additional boost, that buff with Sands. My oh my, that boy's done well today. STMN will sleep well tonight, that's for sure.
A slow start to 2023 for STMN. Finally getting the take to the stage at Worlds with Sands in tow. Bobby supporting them as well in that coaching role from behind. This team has all of the pieces they need to create a winning mixture. And they'll have a chance.